Well, good evening, Bethel Church. Glad that you joined us for this special announcement. And I know that many of you have been waiting to hear when we're going to regather as a church in our church building. Well, I am pleased to announce to you that we will regather in our church building this coming Sunday, June the 14th. I know that is exciting for many of you. It's exciting for us as a staff, and our deacons are excited about re-entering our building. But I have several things to share with you, and then there will be some more instructional videos that will come to you from some of the other staff members to help you as you come to the property, as you come in the building, and then specifically here where I'm filming from today in the sanctuary, as we'll talk about more and more things during this week. So anytime you see a live feed from Bethel Church or Bethel Church Group, you please join that and be sure to watch it. In addition to that, we will be sending out a letter to each one of your homes. You will receive that by Sunday. Those went out today. It's Wednesday. And so you'll be getting those over the next couple of days, at the latest by Saturday, we hope. We're also going to send that same letter out in an email tomorrow, and you'll get some of the same things that I'm going over right now with you. You'll get those in an email, or if you don't receive email, you'll get it through a paper letter in the U.S. mail. But there's several things that I want to tell you about. First of all, we will have two services. One will begin at 8:30. That service is for 60 and above, age 60 and above. The second service will begin at our normal time at 10:30. Now, let me explain a couple of things to you. At that 8:30 service, 60 and above, we will open the doors at 8:15. That is very important. We don't want a lot of lingering and standing around, and I hate to say this seems so unchristian and so unchurch-like. We don't need a lot of fellowshipping around. So we'll open those doors at 8:15. For that 8:30 service, the service will be 45 minutes. Then we will clear the facility. Then we'll spend an hour sanitizing our facility again for the next service that will start at 10:30. Doors will open for the 10:30 service at 10:15. We'll be doing some videos about where you can enter the building. You can always enter the back or the main sanctuary right there back by the asphalt and where the blacktop is. You can park on the grass and enter on the north or the south side, those two doors there. Or you can enter on what we call the high school end, the door that is closest to the gas station across the street. So those four entrances, and then we will instruct you at the end of that service how to dismiss and what doors to exit through. So this coming Sunday, June 14th, 8:30 service is our first service, then an hour of closed building, and then 10:30 service for our second service. There will be no children's classes and no nurseries. The only thing that our nursery will be available for is for a diaper changing station. If your child needs a diaper change during that 45-minute service, you can feel free to make your way to the infant nursery and use the diaper changing facilities there. There's also, interestingly enough, there's a diaper changing table in the men's restroom. So dads, you can take the baby and change the diaper as well there. Just want to also tell you, the only restrooms that will be open, all restrooms will be closed and all water fountains are turned off. But the only restrooms that will be open during that time are the church restrooms right across from the church offices. That will make it very easy for us after the first service to do a thorough cleaning and sanitizing of those two restrooms, men's and women's. And so those are the only two that will be available, and only two people at a time at those restrooms. Hopefully, if you're coming in just for a 45-minute service, that you won't even need to use the restroom facilities, but those two men's and women's bathrooms across from the church office will be open during that time. There'll be a lot of information. We're going through all the safety precautions. One of the biggest things that we want you to know. Now, hear me well as your pastor. You know that I love you and that I want us to reopen as soon as we possibly can. And we have prayed and prayed and prayed and sought good wisdom. We've sought from healthcare officials. We've sought wisdom from government officials. We've sought all kind of input from other churches in our area. We have not made this decision without prayer and seeking discernment and wisdom. So we believe that this Sunday, June 4th, is a time for us to begin re-entering our building. But we're going to do it with lots of precautions. In this letter and in some of the informative videos that you're going to be seeing, you're going to be told about some restrictions. First of all, if you are 65 and older, we would want you to seriously consider still just viewing the live stream. I honestly think, as much as I want to see you, that would be the best alternative for you. If you are having health issues, please stay home. If you're feeling sick or you have a compromised immune system, if you're taking treatments, I really, for your safety and your health, I encourage you to watch the live stream. The live stream is going to be right on 10:30 on all of the venues that we've had it on: Facebook, YouTube, our church website. The TV program will still be on, although it's a 2-week delay. All those avenues for you to watch our program are still going to be available. Our children's live stream will still be aired at 9 a.m. So all those things are staying the same. So we really urge you to think about that and pray about that, what you think would be the best thing for you to do. We won't have any Sunday night services at this time or Wednesday night services. Wednesday night will still be live streamed, just like you saw tonight. If you come into the main service and your child gets a little restless, you can go to the dining hall and we'll have it live streamed on the TV in there, and where you can keep up with the service if your child seems to get a little restless. But let me just tell you, from my viewpoint, unless they're just totally way out of hand, they're not going to bother me. I'm going to keep right on rolling. So we welcome you and your whole family, your child, your baby, into our services this coming Sunday. You say, well, what reason should I stay home? This is on the letter. If you have a fever, you have chills, sore throat, frequent coughing, shortness of breath, pain or tightness in your chest, flu-like symptoms, muscle pain unrelated to exercise, or the loss or ability to taste or smell. Those are things that you would need to probably watch the live stream on. So we encourage you. We're going to take lots of precautions. No handshaking, no hugging. Just wave at people, speak to them, smile. We're going to observe the social distancing. I know you can't see it because of lighting right now. We've got our pews taped off. Every other pew will be used. There's so many other things. We'll have hand sanitizers all over the building. We'll instruct you how to exit the building and where the exits are. There's offering drop boxes, 4 of them, mounted on the walls in the entrance or exit of the sanctuary. 2 by the exterior doors to my right or left by the sound booth or on this side. Or in the back by the wooden door exits, there are small black boxes that are there that you can drop your offering in if you're not doing it online. Here's what I would encourage you to do. However you're currently doing your offerings, I would encourage you to do it that same way. If you're continuing online, I would encourage you to continue online. But you can drop it in those boxes. They're locked, they're secure, and our accounting team and finance team, or Brother Greg, will be checking those immediately following each service, and our accounting team will be taking care of those things. Please sit with your immediate family. We're asking you to do that. Now, the pews are taped off, and I know this is not the norm, and this is inconvenient, and it just doesn't feel right. We know that. I know that for the past 11 weeks as I've preached to an empty sanctuary. So nobody knows that better than Chad and I do. So I know it's different. I know it's inconvenient. I know it's not used to where you normally sit. But hey, at least we're going to be back and be able to be in the building. So I want to encourage you to sit with your immediate family. Don't remove the tape and sit where we've got it taped off. This is for your safety. Let me encourage you on this. You may not be concerned about catching the virus. That just may not be on your thoughts and mind. But there are people in our church who are concerned about that. They're very concerned. So I hope that you would have their privacy and their health and well-being in your mind. So please be cautious of that, or even to hug or shake hands. You might want to hug or shake hands with somebody, but they may not want to back. So I encourage you, just a wave, an air hug. I don't like that term, but anyhow, it's being used. A fist bump, if you will. Then wash your hands, sanitize your hands, use our hand sanitizers. There'll be many things of information that are going to come to you during these next 3 days. But I did want to announce to you, I like this term. We are regathering. We're not reopening. The church is the body. We never closed. We're regathering in our physical building. So that's what we're going to do Sunday morning. Let me remind you again, 2 services, 8:30. The doors will open at 8:15 for ages 60 and above. We have an hour of sanitizing, 10:30 service. The doors were open at 10:15. I hope that you'll be praying for that service. I asked you specifically to pray for me and our staff and our deacons as we made this decision. I'm telling you, we prayed over this. I have been sleeping with this day in and day out and praying over it and seeking God's face. And I believe God's given me a peace. I don't think there's anything mystical about June the 14th. I just believe that that's a time God has been leading us to reopen. Some churches have opened earlier. That's fine. Some churches are not yet to open. That's fine too. Here's the thing. You know I am all about church. But if you don't feel comfortable coming back yet, you watch on the live stream. Pastor Chris is not going to be upset with you at all. If you feel like, well, Chris, I'm a little old, I'm nervous about, stay home and watch the live stream. You are not going to offend us, and we understand. This is a different time. This is a different time in the history of the world. So if you feel uncomfortable, if you're sick, if you're of those age groups, if you have a compromised immune system, if you're taking treatments, all those things that you've been hearing, hey, stay home. It's okay, and watch the live stream. We want you to be safe, and we want you to be fed spiritually. So listen to Pastor Chris. We're trying to help you. We want, if you do come in our live service, we want it to be a safe, encouraging, edifying place to come to worship. Now, let me talk to you about one other thing before I go off the air. Singing is going to be different. We're going to have a very minimal worship time in singing. We're going to encourage you not to sing. I know that sounds crazy, but sing in spirit and in your heart and your soul and in your mind. The praise team will lead that. But we're going to ask the congregation not to sing out very much. And then we'll just have a special music here on the stage. And that'll be all the singing. Then I'll preach to you. We'll be out in 45 minutes. Now, I know some of you are sitting there going, there is no way Pastor Chris is going to get us out in 45 minutes. I promise you, I'm going to get you out in 45 minutes. I got to, because the Ghostbusters are coming in to sterilize the whole building. No, just joking. We are coming in to clean and sanitize our building. So I will be cutting it short, and Chad will be condensing the music service as well. Hey, we're looking forward to Sunday. I encourage you to wear a mask. Our leadership will be wearing a mask, except when I get on the stage. Our ushers and greeters will be wearing masks. You won't have to touch a thing. All the doors will be open. You can walk all the way in and never have to touch anything. No bulletins this week. Anything you need to read will be on the screens, or any of the staff will say those things verbally to you. Hey, looking forward to seeing you Sunday morning. If you feel like you can come, June 14th, 8:30. Service 1, Service 2 at 10:03. Look forward to seeing you if you can be here. I'll be watching you through the screens, even if you're not here. May God bless you. Have a great rest of the week, and look forward to you joining us either by live stream or live in person this Sunday. God bless you.